Finally, let's talk about the certification piece and being certified as an ACDBE and MWBE. While certification is not required to do business with the airport, it is required in order for us to credit the participation of the ACDBEs and MWBEs on airport procurements. It is required so that we can credit it against the applicable goals that have been set. We also require that the MWBEs or ACDBEs be certified by one of the 3 approved certification agencies. And for those of you who have not started the certification process, that needed to have started yesterday. So if you're applying or interested in the ACDBE or DBE certifications, you need to contact the North Central Texas Regional Certification Agency, NCTRCA. Their website is nctrca.org, 817-640-0606. Typically, you're looking at a 60 to 90-day application processing time frame, and that's why I said that should have started yesterday. In the event you haven't, our department is here to be a resource to you, and I would encourage you to contact us so that once you do have all your paperwork into NCTRCA, we can look into possibly expediting that review time frame. If you are claiming to be an ACDBE or DMWBE, you must be certified at the time that you submit your proposal. So we don't want you to see your proposal with, my ACDBE partner has an application pending with NCTRCA. That should have already been done, and the RFP specifically requests that you submit all certificates for ACDBEs and MWBEs. Joint ventures. Joint ventures are not certifiable. However, your joint venture partners that are ACDBE or MWBE, those are the ones that need to be certified. So we're not, if it crossed your mind that your joint venture has to be certified, that's not how it works. For MWBE certifications, we have 3 agencies that can do that for you in addition to NCTRCA. The Women's Business Council Southwest provides the WBE certification, and the Dallas-Fort Worth Minority Supplier Development Council provides an MBE certification. Keep in mind, again, the application processing timeframe that's required, the documentation that will be required for you to submit. Most of these organizations have that information online, and you can go to their websites to find out exactly what documentation you will have to submit. So with that, short and sweet, are there any questions? Yes?
At the time you submit your RFP response, do you have to have an executed JV agreement in place in the document?
I believe the request for proposal requests a draft of the joint venture agreement as a part of the proposal, correct? A draft, okay. Y'all are really starving, aren't you? Yes?
I understand on a 35% ACDBE is based on percent of ownership and management, and also on 35% of gross sales. What I'm confused about is how do you characterize a 30% for the subcontractors? What's it based on? 30% of what?
Of your spend, of your expenditures.
On what?
Either the design and finish out of your space, or the suppliers or service providers that you may utilize in the operation of your lease space throughout the year.
Okay. Do you have to identify those subcontractors? For example, if you haven't bid the construction of a space, and you probably wouldn't bid it before you're awarded it, how would you identify the people or those
That's a good question. And we will probably provide more clarification on that in an addendum, but we are reviewing that currently. Thank you for asking that. Yes?
Does Texas recognize other states' certifications? Streamline the process?
Only if you're a DBE. And that brings up a good question. If you are certified as a DBE through South Central Regional, the sister agency of NCTRCA, we will accept that certification. But if you're a DBE in another state, we do recognize that certification. If you're an MWBE in another state, we do not recognize that certification. Yes?
Let me make sure I follow. The ACDB certification, the ACDB certification, you'll accept, say, from state of Georgia.
Currently, I've been given, the guidance or the direction that I've been given is only statewide at this time. But given the fact that we will accept a DBE from another state,
Right.
then chances are we will accept an ACDBE from another state, but I need to confirm that.
Okay.
Somebody is writing down these questions, right? Okay. I do want to mention, for those of you that may utilize the MWBE certification, the Women's Business Council Southwest is a national certification under WeBank, and the DFW Minority Supplier Development Council is a national certification under the National Minority Supplier Development Council. So we would accept those certifications, but that's MWBE if you're certified under one of those two entities. Yes?
For the scoring, for the 15 points of scoring for ACDB, is that pass, fail, all or nothing, or is it a qualitative assessment of the DBE? That is, if you meet the requirement, do you get full score, or is there some type of qualitative assessment of the participation?
I believe there's also some qualitative assessment in there as well.
We were just looking at that.
Okay.
I will get back to you.
Okay.
With that answer.
Did you hear her response? Okay, we're currently reviewing that also, so we'll get back to you on that. If there are no more questions.
No, I have a question.
Oh, okay. Where-
The two.
Oh, I see.
The two types of points that you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
one for ACDB and equity versus the one for suppliers, contractors. If one person, if one entity was actually qualified to do both of those things, play an equity role, let's say, as well as be a supplier.
And in place of your lunch. I mean, that is not a good place to be, is it? Okay, we are providing a tour for the Shoeshine people and the business centers. Could I get a hand of people that represent business centers and Shoeshines in the room, please? Please. Okay, if you have not signed up, please do so on our list so we can make sure that we don't miss you when it's time for the tour. There are some administrative things that we need to go through. We will meet at 1:30 at the center checkpoint of Terminal D. If you don't know where that is, it's at the base of the escalators at the Grand Hyatt. You'll see the ladies and the gentlemen standing there with the green coats on and the hat. They are our ambassadors. We will meet there again at 1:30. We will escort these people into the terminals. You are the responsibility of the person that's wearing the blue badge, so please do not bring any prohibitive items in the terminals because that person could lose their badge. Please bring your driver's license. If you have a flight to catch right after the tour, feel free to go ahead and get your boarding pass and get prepared so you won't feel rushed. Okay, if we can go to the next slide, Kara.